Alright, so today I'm going to tell you guys a story, and this story is going to lead to something and lead to something that is in the title of this video. So before you guys get confused, I just wanted to put up not a disclaimer, but just letting you guys know that I will get to the gist of the story. So we're going to start out with what I did yesterday, okay? I was at a campground, okay? And you know what? We were going to visit my girlfriend's family and stuff like that, and we were going to hang out. And that is what we did. It was actually a good time, and we had a lot of fun. But I want to kind of start from where we were at, okay? So we were at this cabin, and this cabin was pretty much a humongous log cabin that was like very primal, and we're just out there chilling, and we don't even have a fire started or anything because it's kind of like in the afternoon, and I have like the sudden urge to doo-doo, okay? And we had already walked around before and stuff like that, so we already kind of knew where like certain places were, and I had already taken a leak at one of the restrooms that was just down the road, probably a quarter mile. I was like, okay, well, I might run down there, and they're telling me that there's an outhouse that's right behind the cabin, it's just down the hill. So I was like, okay, we'll just go down to that one, right? So I go down to it, I'm kind of like trudging down this little like hill and everything, and I see it, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously an outhouse, and there's like the male side and then the female side. And the way that it was is that if you were standing on top of the hill, you could almost kind of look down into the restroom. Even though there was like shower curtains you can close as like a door, it felt like very exposing anyways. I get down there, and it's pretty much just a fucking wooden hole with a toilet seat, dude. I honestly was not going to sit on it. I was not about it. I thought that if I sat on it, some like homeless man would start fucking like racking my fucking balls or something like that. Like just sitting there like using me as a punching bag. I was not ready for something like that. So I was like, you know what, we're going back. I'm taking it a few steps back, and I'm going all the way down to the restrooms that I know are at least like Michael Myers level of safe. I would go back to my group, and I would let my girlfriend know, hey, I'm going to go use the restroom down there. I just don't feel comfortable going down there and getting ball tagged by homeless men at a porta-john. It's just not my thing. I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to go pee. Or, well, pee and shit. I end up going down there, and you know, as I'm going down, my walk is really nice. It's really beautiful out. I'm watching the wilderness. There's squirrels eating fat nuts. There's chipmunks running around playing, and you can hear distant children screaming and having fun. It was a nice quarter-mile walk. In fact, I even jogged a portion of it, and it was really weird because I've noticed that whenever I jog and stuff like that now, that I actually like can jog longer than I expected without actually being out of breath. Like, I think the fact that I've been practicing 2-mile runs and stuff like that has like really affected like my just quarter mile to half a mile jogs, to the point in which like I can do it and I'm not even out of breath. It's as if I was walking the entire time. I'm not trying to flex here, okay? But I'm just saying that I am proud of myself. And I get down to the Michael Myers restrooms, and it's not too bad. You walk in, and it's pretty much, you got the sinks, the really long mirrors, and then the mirrors are pretty much right across from the toilets. The toilets have really tall walls, and then you have a shower curtain to close, and that's essentially your door. Luckily for me, the only other guy that was in there was blowing it up all the way behind me, because it kind of like sections off, and there's different like, I guess you could probably house like 40 people to shit in here. That's kind of how this like restroom set up. And then there's also like showering. For some odd reason, the male restroom, there's like 4 male doors, but there's only 2 female doors. I don't know how that exactly works or why it's like that. Got no clue, honestly. I really don't. But that's just how they had it set up. And you know what? I played some Tetris, which helped me, you know, do what I needed to do in this 0-bar service place. I mean, honestly, I'm not complaining. I had a little bit of Tetris fun. I was in there for probably a little too long playing Tetris because I was just going to finish off my game and then, finish up what I got to do and then wash my hands and head out. And that's what I did, okay? I didn't get killed, I didn't get murdered. I was pretty happy about that. So as I was walking out, I seen like some like because I was just heading back to the camp. I seen some like male teenagers ish. They were probably, I don't know, between like 16 or 20. Sometimes it's hard to gauge age, especially from a distance or like the activities they're choosing to do. Sometimes it's really difficult. So I'm, just gauging them from like a distance and stuff like that. And like, it was just like two of them. They were just chilling. They just got out of the pool. They were pretty like I would say like skinny, right? But they also had like abs and stuff like that. So maybe they do work out a little bit at school or something like that. Or maybe they're just like low body fat percentage and they're just fucking shredded because of that. I really don't know. But as I was walking, I seen them in the distance and I told myself, because I'm looking down, right? And I'm just walking and I'm looking down. And I told myself, I'm like, oh my God, Hamza's video just hit me. And his video, which will be in right here in this corner, was, what was it? So, oh my God, it was Breathe Like a King. And I was like thinking to myself, like, oh my God, I gotta breathe like a king. And then I realized that my abs were already tightening because I think I seen the like other kids who had like six packs and stuff. So like instantly I was like, oh, I gotta like tighten my abs too. And then I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop doing that. And then I just told myself, breathe like a king. So if you guys don't understand, if you guys don't watch the video, it's fine. Breathing like a king is in through the nose, out through the nose, and kind of do it in the sense of like a really fat king, right? Where you just go. So your stomach's going to suck in and your stomach's going to come out. That's pretty much breathing like a king. And that's honestly what we do anyways whenever we're like frustrated or something like that. Maybe we'll use our mouths though. That's the kind of stuff that you want to do whenever you want to like calm yourself down or you're putting yourself in a position where you want to stay calm or maybe you feel anxious or something like that. Just kind of breathe like a king and you should get through it. So as I'm walking, I'm breathing like a king now. I got my abs loose. I'm not tightening any shit. I'm good. I just, honestly, I feel so much better after I used the restroom. My stomach was hurting and I felt like so heavy and like now I felt so light and clean and good, which is kind of weird because like you really wouldn't feel clean coming out of a Michael Myers restroom, I would think, but you know what, I kind of felt clean. Okay, as I'm walking by, I you know what, I take my head and I say, you're going to look up today. And I look up and I'm looking around at the woods and I see them approaching. Okay, and then all of a sudden eye contact begins. Okay, and I'm like, oh my God, eye contact, and like me and this dude are making eye contact, right? And in my head, I'm like mentally panicking, but at the same time, I'm breathing like a king, so I feel okay. I'm no longer flexing my abs, so I don't really have anything to really show. Or I was wearing a fucking t-shirt anyways. They wouldn't even see that shit. I was wearing a large, so I'm making this eye contact with this dude, right? And like I'm telling myself that if I break eye contact, I lose. Okay. So we were like actually coming to a point in which we were probably holding eye contact for like, I don't know, give or take, I don't know, probably 3 seconds. It wasn't very much, right? But it felt like an eternity because that's how that kind of stuff works. And eventually it got to the point in which I tried to break the awkwardness in hopes that I could like what I would consider win, right? By just simply going like this. Right? Just a simple head nod. And I continued to do the eye contact, making sure that I held it. After I gave him the head nod, he did the same and he went. So he did a head nod, look straight down at the ground. As soon as he looked and broke the eye contact, I knew that I could break my own and I could stare off straight ahead and then start looking at the trees and kind of just doing my thing again. Now, why is this important? Why am I even talking about this? Why does it even bother or matter? Why am I talking about eye contact? You might have that question. And honestly, I guess it's kind of a reasonable question, but the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, if I'm being honest, there's a lot of dudes out there, and honestly, I am one of those guys included, that whenever we see another male that might look maybe like more attractive than us, or maybe more manly, more superior, whatever it be, right? We tend to look at the ground or look away from them, or we break eye contact first. There's a lot of things that we might do, okay? Now, granted, not everybody is like this, okay? There is some people out there that are just fucking beasts with eye contact, and they don't give a fuck and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, that's the kind of person I kind of strive to be, you know? If you have that already, dude, you're so like, be happy about yourself, because that's honestly a really good trait to have. So, but that's something that I kind of struggle with. I've done it in malls and stuff like that. I look at my feet a lot, and honestly, whenever you're looking at your feet and you're walking, you look really weird. Whenever there's a thing called people watching. It's something that I've heard in books and stuff like that. I don't remember what books exactly, but it's essentially, you're just people watching, meaning that you're just, and people do it all the time, where you're just kind of watching people do whatever they're doing, right? And you're not like staring at them like in a creepy fucking way. You're just like observing, right? And whenever I see people that are walking with their head down, it's just something feels off to me about it. Almost like they're afraid or weak or something like that. And that's not the kind of person I want to look like and be, I want to be able to walk in a mall and not feel like I have to break eye contact with a dude who's like got 100 pounds of muscle on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to have eye contact with this person until we literally pass. Like, if he doesn't break it, then we're just passing one another and we're making eye contact, because I don't want to break it. And that's something that I want to practice and try to do. And keep in mind that there's whenever you're practicing this, right? Don't go out there and just start staring at people and then waiting for them to break eye contact. I guess you could, but it could come off as kind of creepy or weird. Just, in my opinion, keep your head up, and eventually while walking in a public place, okay, with I wouldn't say a lot of people, but probably a good portion of people, maybe even a small amount of people, that you're eventually going to have that eye contact thing, and eventually you're gonna have to do something about it, whether it be with your own eyes or with your own body language, whether it be waving, smiling. Depending on who the person is or what kind of person you gauge them to be, you could always blow them a kiss or something, wink or something like that. I would imagine that the most safest thing to do would probably be smile, wave, or head nod. That would be my thing. And then make sure that you do it, continue eye contact, and then wait for them to eventually break it. Once they break it, you are technically allowed to break it, because if you keep on staring at them, they might see you as a threat because you're gonna look fucking really scary and weird for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you're not doing this to be weird. You're doing this to practice your own in a sense self-dominance, and understanding that confidence comes in, honestly, eye contact with somebody. Think about the people that you've talked to in your life and stuff like that, where they're just pretty much talking to you, but they're looking straight at the ground, or they're talking to you, but they're looking past you, around you, and stuff like that. Yes, you can do that, but you have to keep levels of eye contact that have to stay and go. And whenever it comes to walking in public and you see somebody, it's something that stays and then eventually goes, and typically it doesn't come back. But if it comes back, that's something I guess I would have to talk about in another video, with experimenting and really just trying to focus more on this and be able to talk to you guys about it as well, because it's definitely an odd thing to talk about. And wow, I'm talking so long, Jesus Christ. But wow, this is going to be a really long video. I'm so sorry about that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, and you guys, have any suggestions for maybe future videos, definitely let me know down below. I really did enjoy making this video. I just kind of really just talked for a while. I hope it didn't bore you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to watch more content by me, you guys can subscribe, and you guys can also check out this video that I think will help you. And I need a cool guy outro. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.